What I just did there was switch between chords and soloing without having to change my hand position on the guitar. And that's because every major or minor chord built on the G, B and E string has a pentatonic shape wrapped around it. 3 majors, 3 minors, and the pentatonic shape that wraps around them. That's the whole video. So here's how it's going to go. First I'm going to show you the 3 major chord shapes built from the G, B and high E string, and then we're going to do the same with the minor chord shapes, and then I'm going to show you the hybrid pentatonic shape that wraps around them and where to play it, and as well as that how to actually use this in a real chord progression and practice it. And make sure you download the free PDF below because it has all the diagrams and everything you're going to need for the lesson. So starting off with our 3 major chord shapes and with the root note on the G. So if we chose the 7th fret on the G, which is a D note, the way we build the shape is we use our middle finger for the root note, again that D note, then we use our 3rd finger for the note above and the same fret on the B string, and then our 1st fret on the 5th fret of the high E. So this would be our first major chord shape here. And like I said, this would be a D major because our root note is the 7th fret on the G. Now if I were to move that to say the 10th fret on the G, which is a F note, this would now become an F major chord. If I started it on the C note on the 5th fret of the G, this would now be a C chord. Now next major chord shape is built from the B string, and this is your standard D chord shape. So if I were to build it from the 6th fret of the B string, which is a F note, and I build that D chord shape around it, this would be a F major chord. Right, now if I were to play it from this 10th fret over here on the B string, this would be A major because the 10th fret on the B is an A note. Right, so the root note's on the B, and that's why when you play it down here in your cowboy chord position, this would be a D chord because this 3rd fret on the B string is a D note. Now last shape is if our root note is on the high E string, so if I were to build it from the 5th fret on the E string, it would be an A chord. Now the way we play it is we bar our 1st finger over the 5th fret on the B and the E string, and then we put our middle finger 1 fret higher, in the 6th fret in this case, on the G, and this would be an A major chord. So again, the root note is on the high E string for this shape. So if I played it on this 8th fret on the C note, this would be C major. If I played it on this E note on the 12th fret on the E string, this would be E major. So to recap all our 3 major shapes, if our root note's on the G, we have this shape here, in this case D major. If I wanted for our root note on the B string, we play our D chord shape, in this case from an F, so this would be F major. And if our root note's on the high E string, we build this shape here, which would be A major in this case. Now we're going to do the same thing but with our minor chord shapes. So again, starting off on the G, root note on the G, our first shape looks like this. So I have my 3rd fingers on the 7th fret of the G, middle fingers on the 6th fret of the B, and 1st fingers 5th fret on the high E. I think of this as a staircase because your fingers are kind of descending in that fashion. And whichever note, again, is on this G is our root note. So this would be a D minor chord. If I played it on the 10th fret of the G, this would be F minor, because my 10th fret is a F. If I did it on this 5th fret of the G, this would be C minor, because my 5th fret is a C. Now next up is our minor chord with the root note on the B string, which looks like this. And you might recognize this as your D minor chord shape. So in the case of this note on the B is a F. So this would be an F minor chord. If I were to line it up with the 10th fret, this would be A minor because this note here is an A. And again, this is why when you play it in this open position, it's a D minor because this note here on the B string is a D note. Now our last chord shape with the root note on the high E for our minor chords, we're going to take this 5th fret here, which is an A note, and we're just going to bar over the top 3 strings with 1 finger like this. And this would be an A minor chord because this 5th fret here on the high E is an A note, so this is A minor. If I line that up with a D note on the high E on the 10th fret, this would be D minor, right? G note on the high E string, which is my 3rd fret, G minor. So all my 3 minor chord shapes, first my root note on the G, we have this staircase looking chord, this would be D minor. Then we have our D minor chord shape, but built from an F note, which is the root note on the B string. So this would be F minor. And then we have our minor chord with the root note built from the high E string, in this case an A note, and we just bar over the top 3 strings like this. So minor, minor, minor. So now that we know our 6 chord shapes, we need to learn our hybrid pentatonic shapes. Now what are the hybrid pentatonic shapes? If you've been following the channel, you probably know what I'm talking about at this point. But essentially, it's just a mix between your horizontal pentatonic shapes and your vertical pentatonic shapes. And this allows you to cover 90% of the fretboard and gives you all the cool little zones of the pentatonic scales. So I'll go over them briefly now, but if you do need a more in-depth lesson on that, I'll leave a link in the description below. So our first hybrid pentatonic shape, we're just going to start on the 3rd fret for this example, and we play up the strings using our 1st and 3rd finger. Then on the A string we slide across, then we use our 1st and 3rd finger on the 5th and 7th fret, and then 5th and 7th fret here. And then here, I refer to this as the crossover note, because when we get to this point, you can either play box 1 of your pentatonic scales, the top portion of it, or you can choose to keep sliding across using your horizontal shapes and continue up like that. If I go backwards, then here again I could use box 1 of the pentatonic and then keep going down, and now I'm at the end of my shape again. So that's hybrid shape 1. Now hybrid shape 2, it's the same idea but using the 2nd horizontal shape and a bit of pattern 4 of your 5 vertical shapes. So we're going to just play the 3rd and 5th fret on our bottom 3 strings, and then we slide up here, and then we keep going up, 5th fret, 7th fret. Now here we play the 6th fret and 8th fret. Now here is the crossover note for this shape, because here I can either decide to keep going up, or I can play the top part of pattern 4 of my vertical shapes. So if I did pattern 4, I would play this 5th fret on the high E, then 8th fret, because that's quite a useful spot. Or when I get to this crossover note, I can keep sliding across 2 frets and then finish off my shape up here, my pattern 4 box. So those are the only 2 shapes you need to know to cover all your fretboard. And again, if you need more help on those, check out the link below. And a quick thing before we keep going, if you do need help with your pentatonic scales, I do have a course, Pentatonic 0 to Hero, that you should check out. And as well as that, if you do need more guided structure to your practice and you feel like you've hit a plateau or don't know what you're doing, I do offer 4-week practice plans where I write you up exactly what to practice every week and send a video through explaining everything. And there is a pro option to book a Zoom lesson as well, if you do need that face-to-face help. So if those do sound like something you're interested in, the link's in the description below. Okay, so now we've got our 6 chord shapes and we've got our 2 pentatonic shapes. Now we need to learn to combine them. So first off, I'm going to play my major chord shape with the root note on the G. And for this example, I'm going to start it on this G note up here. So this would be a G major chord. Now if I play this major chord shape with the root on the G, I can see that right above it, I have my hybrid 2 shape. Okay, so I have these notes here. Then I could slide down, have my shape 4 up here, and then can go all the way down and back up. Right, and there's my chord there. Right, and this is going to work wherever you start it. So if I started it on this E note here, so E major, I have that shape right above it. Shape 4. So that relationship between that chord shape and that hybrid shape stays the same regardless of where you play it on your guitar. Now moving on to our D chord shape, or our major chord with the root note on the B string. So if I were to start it on this F note here, so play an F major chord, this again falls into my hybrid shape too. And you can see that this note here on the top is the top of my pattern 4 box. So I have these notes around here. I could slide up if I want, and back down. Here's my chord again. So again, the relationship between the chord shape and the scale shape stays exactly the same regardless of where you play it. Now if my root note's on the high E string for my major chord, so this is a D note, so if I play D major for example, I can see that this starts on the top part of my hybrid 1 shape. So I have these notes over here, could slide up, back down. Here's my chord again, go back into this pattern 1 box. You can keep going down if I want. Right, and again, here's my chord shape. And I can mess around with all those notes and the scale around it to embellish my chords. One more example, if I were to play a B major chord, so starting from this B note here on the high E string, build my chord shape, and again, it lines up the same as it did earlier. right? Here we go, chord shape. So that's where the hybrid shapes line up with all your major chord shapes. Now with our minor chord shapes, we're going to do the exact same thing. So if I were to play a D minor chord using my root note on the G minor shape, that falls into hybrid shape 2 again. And I can see this note here on the high E string. This is like the pattern 4 section of it. I can slide up, go back down. Here's my chord again. And if I work my way up, chord. Cool, and again if I move that to a different spot, let's say in G, because this is a G note, exact same idea. That's where my chord and scale line up together. Now if I'm playing my minor chord with the root note on the B string, so for example in A, so this would be an A minor chord because I have this A note on the B string, that lines up with my hybrid shape 1. In the top section, slide back to pattern 1. If I go up, here's my chord again. And again I can embellish this by adding in all those scale tones around it if I want to sound fancy and like I know what I'm doing. Now last up is our minor shape with the root note on the high E. So in this case this would be A minor because I have this A note here, and that falls really nicely into your box 1 of the pentatonic or hybrid shape 1, right? And I can go up. Here's my shape, my chord shape. So now you know a major and minor chord shape with your root note on the G, B, and high E string, and how to play a solo or wrap your pentatonic scales around it. Now how can you actually practice this? So what you want to do first is choose a chord progression. Now in the start of the video, I chose this chord progression. It was a G chord, an A major chord, F sharp minor, and then B minor. You can do this with any chord progression, but we'll use this as an example. So what I would do first is section off an area of your fretboard around 7 frets or so, 5 to 7 frets. So I could use like, you know, the 1st fret to the 8th fret. And what I would do first is find the root notes for all those chords I played just on the G, B, and high E string. And I want to try get them as close as possible. I shouldn't have to be moving all over the fretboard if I know my note names properly. So starting off my G chord, I'm going to choose this G note on the 3rd fret of the high E. And then for my A, I'm going to choose this 5th fret of the high E. I could do the 2nd fret of the G if I wanted, but we'll use this 5th fret of the high E. And then my F sharp, I'm going to choose this F sharp on the 2nd fret of the high E. And then for my last chord, which is B, I'm just going to use this B note on the 3rd fret of the G. So my root notes are 3rd fret high E, 5th fret high E, 2nd fret high E, then 4th fret on the B. And then I just build the corresponding chord shape. So my first 2 chords are major chords with the root note on the high E. So I would play this shape. And then for my F sharp chord, it's a minor chord with the root note on the high E. So I would play this shape. And then for my B note, I would play the minor chord because it was a B minor with the root note on the G. So it'd look like this. So I have G, A, F sharp, B minor. And I would get familiar with doing that in a few different spots on the fretboard. So next I would take the same idea, but maybe between like frets 4 and 12, for example. Doesn't have to be super specific. And I find my root notes again, so I could play a G note on the 8th fret of the B string. And then my A note, I could use this 10th fret of the B string. And then my F sharp, I could use this 11th fret on the G. And then for my B note, I could use this 7th fret on the B string. So I have G, A, F sharp, B. And then I just build the corresponding chord shape. So if my root note's on the B and it's major for this G chord, it's the D shape, then the same for my A note, because that was major too. And then I have a root note on the G for my F sharp minor. So I play the corresponding chord shape, and then root note on the high E for my B minor. So now my chords will look like this. Cool, same chords as down here. F sharp minor, B minor, G, A, F sharp minor, B minor, and then I would keep going up, right? This is G, A, F sharp, B. Right, just finding the root notes first and then building the appropriate chord shape. And then once you can do that, you can start adding in your hybrid pentatonic shape and adding some licks in between. And don't worry about having perfect rhythm, just do what I call floating with it. Just play the chord and then play some notes on the pentatonic scale, and it doesn't have to be perfect rhythmically. You're just mapping out mentally where these shapes are relative to each other. I have my G chord, and I know this shape is wrapped around hybrid 1. And then same with this one. And then I have my F sharp minor chord, which I know was around hybrid shape 1 again. And then my B minor, which was hybrid 2. Right, then I would just rinse and repeat that all the way up the fretboard. But stick to one area for a good amount of time so you really cement it in your mind. And if you find a lot of this is just going way over your head and you do need a lot of extra help, I now offer a 90-day intensive, which is full-on one-on-one coaching by me, where we have a lesson every single week. I tell you what to practice every day, and I even give you my WhatsApp number so you can send me videos of your practice every day and ask me questions, and I can send you video feedback back. Right, so this is obviously very full-on, and I would only do this if you're really willing to take your guitar journey very seriously and you want to just improve and get to that next level with no guesswork. But I'll leave a link below for that if you are interested. So now you should know how to play your chords on the G, B, and E string and wrap your pentatonic shapes around them to get that really nice chord lead blended sound that guys like Jimi Hendrix and John Mayer and all that use. But none of this is useful if you don't know which chords belong together. So if you do want to understand how to fit different chords together and where they are relative to each other, so you're never lost on what chord to play next, then check out this video over here where I explain that all, and there will be no guesswork for you going ahead. And if you combine that with what we're doing today, you'll be unstoppable. So I'll see you there.